What's up guys, it's Sush. So today I have that Pally build I've been promising you guys. I know you guys want to tank like a boss, so I'm going to show you how it's done. I'm going to go over all my attributes, all my gear, my rotation, what the actual healing numbers look like. And remember guys, we're Pallies, we're built different. Let's get into it. Alright guys, we're on to my skill points. I'm not going to go over everything here, I'm just going to go over the most important ones that you will need. One with the shield is super important for the Lazarus fight. He does a damage over time spell that's continuous at the end, and this will keep your Defiant stance on cooldown pretty much every 10 seconds. This is what the Chartist end fight's going to look like. Now when we use our Defiant stance, you're going to see how fast it's going to tick down. It's ticking down an extra 1% every time we get hit. Final blow is important because we're going to need to generate that extra threat since we're a little low on DPS. Now shield bash is a must-have for a tank. It's going to give us a stun, which is going to give us time to throw out our heals also, but it generates 100% extra threat. Now we're going to be low on threat, so this is why we have to choose as many threat abilities as we can. Now Defiant Stance is an amazing ability. It's going to give us damage reduction, and it's going to give us a heal at the end. Now a really cool trick, if you're super low on health and you need to heal really fast, you can pop Defiant Stance, and then you can swap to your Life Staff. This will cancel Defiant Stance, give you an instant heal, and then you can apply your other heals with your Life Staff. Now I choose Achilles Heel here because a lot of the mobs in the dungeons like to run off, and it's easier for me to catch them if I have a slow on them, plus we're going to get a 10% buff damage for it. Now what makes this build really shine is Reverse Stab. We're going to spec into Tactician, that's all the way at the bottom. That's going to give us a 25% reduction on all of our cooldowns per enemy that we hit. And in most cases, you're going to be pulling more than 4. Now this takes off a lot of pressure on the healer because you're also going to be able to keep up Defiant Stance and Shield Bash and keep all that aggro. Now guys, you just got to remember this is to keep you alive and take pressure off the healer having to be on you all the time. We choose Orb of Protection because it's going to give us a 10% Fortify for 20 seconds, and its cooldown is only going to be 10 seconds. Plus with Protector's Blessing, we get that recovery of 7.5% every second. Now we choose Bend Light here. If you can afford the stamina, and this is situational, this will give you a 20% boost to your healing. I always try to link this up with Sacred Ground. Protector Strength, 10% extra increase to our healing output. Now Beacon, this is going to be what we're going to be pulling our mobs with. It's kind of a skill shot, you just need to land it on one of the enemies. Then right after that, we're going to put down our Orb of Protection and then our Sacred Ground. Glowing Focus will give us a 20% increase to the duration of our Orb of Protection buffs. Now on the healing side, you can just mess around a little bit. The only thing that matters is Sacred Ground. This is going to be our main heal. It's going to help us manage our stamina during boss fights, and it's going to pump out a ton of healing. Now with the rest of your skill points here, you can kind of mess around with, see what you like. With the recent nerf that they did today, it took out the ground AoE that the healing staff gives to self-healing. So in short, you can't shoot the ground anymore to heal yourself. Alright, now for the gear set. We're going to be looking for Cleric gear and Nomad gear. Cleric gear is going to be more focus heavy than Constitution, and the Nomad gear is going to be more Constitution heavy than focus. Now we want to run all heavy armor. This is super important to get that extra damage reduction. Alright, so a couple important things on our sword. We need that Carnelian gem for an extra 300% threat, and if you can find one with Hatred on it, giving you an extra 13% threat, that's going to be amazing. But if you can't, it's not such a big deal. For the Life Staff, the main ability that we want to keep a lookout for is Blessed. It's going to give us an extra 20 to 27% healing output. Now if you can find Hatred on that too, that's going to be a big benefit. I still haven't replaced my Gotten Gain. It's just such a good earring. It gives you the Constitution and the health regeneration. My watermark for this is about 530. I just haven't found another one that has such good stats on it. My other two pieces are going to be Focus Heavy. This one has Leeching for added healing, and the other one has Cooldown, which is not so great. When running a dungeon, you always want to have Food Recovery, a Rejuvenation Potion, and a Health Potion. Alright guys, we're finally at the attribute points. Now, by no means is this going to be a leveling build, a PvP build. This is just solely for dungeons. As far as strength, the minimum we want is going to be 50. We need that 5% extra damage output. As far as focus, we're looking to hit that 150 mark to get that 20% healing output. All of these bonuses are going to stack up. So you have Protector Strength for 10%, Bending Light for 20%, and then that Blessed on our weapon for 20 to 27%. That's about a 70% increase to our healing output. With Constitution, our main goal is to hit that 200 mark. We want to increase our armor by 20%. This helps with damage reduction in the dungeon. Since we're a Pally build, we can sacrifice some of our Constitution. We don't need to go up to that 250 mark. We're losing about 1000 HP, but the 80% reduction, that's on a 60-second cooldown when most boss fights are only 3 minutes long. That's going to be about 3 random hits that you get 80% reduced damage from. If we could control when we got this buff, then it'd be super beneficial, but unfortunately it's completely random. Alright, now to switch a few things in our healing preferences. I don't use targeted healing because it'll randomly put it on a player that I don't want it to be on and not myself. When you use the target itself, it takes about a 2-second lag time, and I want to get rid of that, so we use this. We're going to jump into our settings, go to gameplay, and then we're going to turn targeted healing off. Now all we need to do is look straight down and cast it on the ground. Now the reason why we use this is because we're already going to be looking down when we use Orb of Protection. All we need to do is cast Sacred Ground, and we don't need to sort through all the teammates. It'll just be cast right on the ground, right where we have it. Here's what a basic rotation is going to look like. We're going to target our enemy with Beacon. We're going to then cast Orb Protection and Sacred Ground. We're going to pop Defiant Stance, and then go right into a Shield Bash, and then reverse stab to get our cooldowns right back up. For the average healing, our Sacred Ground is going to be ticking for about 977 to 1000, and our Beacon will be ticking for about 708. Here's some in-game footage of the Lazarus dungeon of how to use Defiant Stance to properly aggro them, and then our rotation. We're going to pop Defiant Stance, then we're going to go right into our Shield Bash, right into Reverse Stab. Now look at the cooldowns, they're going to be about 3 seconds. That's pretty much 100% uptime on your damage reducing buffs and your AoE aggro. Alright guys, that's going to do it for the Pally guide. I hope this guide helped you guys out. I hope you learned a couple things, and you're going to tank like a boss. You're never going to die. This has the most survivability in the game. If you have any questions about this build or anything else, drop them in the comments below. I answer every single comment that I get, and I'll see you guys in Eternum. Alright guys, I just wanted to include the location for the Gotten Gain. It's going to be located in Eden Grove in the lower slag mine. Once you reach the cave of the lower slag mine, you're going to run all the way around on these little tracks. Now keep in mind, this is a level 55 area, so if you are lower level, try to grab a couple people to help you out. Now we're going to reach a dead end over here, and it's going to be Foreman Harold sitting right here. So all you have to do is kill him. You can sit in this little corner on the right hand side and wait for him to respawn, so you can just grind him. You don't have to come in and out. And that's it. I hope you guys get the drop as fast as I did, but it may take some time. Don't give up. Good luck, guys.